Good morning and welcome back to your weekend unboxing here on Gaming with ADHD. Today we're going to take a look at another one of the games that my wife has chosen to add to our collection, which is Shinkansen 0K by Ludo Nova Games. Now, this game is about building a bullet train line from Kyoto to Tokyo for the 1964 Olympics. But outside of that, I don't really know anything about the game. So, let's go ahead and open it up, see what we get inside, and we'll hopefully get a review here shortly, but let's take a look. So, first off, I gotta say, I really like the art on the box. It has obviously it's some sort of a landscape. I'm assuming this is Tokyo because of the tower here in the back. But overall, I really like the presentation. It also kind of has that sort of retro 1964 feel to it. We've got the back of the box, which I was a little frustrated with this because my wife brings it to me at the game store, and I'm looking at it, and outside of the fact that I know it's about building a train line, this box doesn't really tell me a whole lot. It doesn't list out the components, doesn't describe, how the train works. So this was a little frustrating, but the art style, the way the game looked, and then, the fact that they mentioned Tokaido, which is one of my family's favorite games, kind of made it a no-brainer. In addition, the cost on it was very reasonable. It was at the Gaming Goat, which is known for discounting games, and so it was only $25 or so, and so kind of made it basically a no-brainer. It was cheap and looked good, so we got it. All right, so let's open it up and look inside. All right, so we do start off with the rule books, and it comes with English and Spanish books, but I'm not going to need the Spanish one. My son might, but not me. I can fake it with Portuguese, but it's not quite the same. All right, so fix our focus a little bit. All right, so I do like that just right away we've got a list of our components, a short description of the game, and it's very clear. It's a clear print, but the text is a little small and a little fine against the background. Not too bad to read, but I'm definitely going to watch some playthroughs. So, description of the setup, how to adjust the game for 2, 3, or 4 players. Description of the cards, how to prepare the round. Okay, so it looks like you are adding cards and building longer trains, and then the different train cards look like they are giving you different actions. Obviously, I have a lot to learn. But overall, not a bad presentation. We'll see how well it actually works for playing the game. And then, okay, so they do have a solitaire mode, but it's a bit of a modification of the rules. I prefer solitaire games let me rephrase that. I'm not a big fan of solitaire games. I like the social aspect, so I don't usually play games solitaire, but sometimes when they modify the rules, it almost feels like you're playing a different game, so I don't usually like it when they do that. All right, so here we have 2 sheets of cardboard tokens. We've got train tracks that are going to go on the board, coins, train stops. I believe those are turn order markers. I believe this is the record sheet for playing that solitaire version of the game. Overall, it's a good print. It looks good. And turn order, I believe. I did watch one video about the game. I definitely need to watch it a couple more times. All right, we then have the board. All right, I'm going to move the box out of the way for a second. From my infamously tiny recording studio. Okay, so this does not quite fit perfectly under the camera. Let's zoom out a little bit. So we start over here, Osaka and Kyoto, ending with Tokyo over here on the right. So board looks a little small, which isn't too bad because it sort of fits in my work area. But it is also a little small as far as the game. It's going to be... I think it's going to be a little difficult to actually read the content as you're playing the game. But hopefully this... It doesn't look like there's a lot of text for the game. So hopefully the symbols will be easy enough to read from, a distance away. Let's get some close-up of the board. But overall, I mean, I like the art style. It looks like it's out of like a 1960s magazine. So I think that was good. We've got our points track running around the outside. So overall, it looks good. I have zero issues with this presentation. I think they've done very well on that. One day I will upgrade to a much larger area. All right, let's look at the rest of our components. Okay, so these are Olympic torches. Basically, you need to put them on the board to sort of kind of claim areas as the trains are being built. They are wood. They look nice. You're supposed to stand them up. These are going to get knocked over all the time. I like when a designer does something like that, but when they're like, okay, stand it up, the slightest bump to the table is going to be a problem. Dropping pieces is going to be a problem. All right. Don't eat that. All right. So overall, I mean, they are wooden counters. I know the X's are used for when you've taken a particular action. The other tokens are for, obviously these are going to be for points. There's another feature that uses those. Okay. More don't eat. I know these are train stations. So black, white, and gold. Overall, the components are very typical of a Euro game. And, I have zero issues with any of the quality here. All right, and then the last piece is the cards. All right. So, these are the bullet train. Now, I know that everybody starts with a front and a back end to the train. Okay, so they are double-sided. Is that all of them or just? Okay. So the front and back cards are double-sided. This one is identical on both sides. This is different based on the number of players. So this is for 2 and 3 players. These are for 3 players. And then the back side is for 4 players. So I'm going to assume that you shuffle these up and deal them out randomly. That'll be your start. And then you've got different trains going to different stops. Or train cars, I should say. And then these are the different year cards. So these, you're going to use different cards based on how many players you have. So anywhere from 1 to 4. But overall, the print quality is nice. These actually seem a little larger than standard playing cards. Standard playing card... Actually, these are identical to standard playing card. They just feel a little large compared to most games. This is actually... It's like a standard playing card is going to be about 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, which, as you can see, is right about where that card comes in. So, standard playing card size. But yeah, that is Shinkansen from Ludo Nova. Obviously, we are going to have to give this a try soon, and then I will get a review for it eventually. So, this is me. Obviously, I've done lots of unboxings, not a lot of playthroughs, but we'll get there. So, with that said, have you played Shinkansen? What do you think of it? I'm kind of excited. I've got a son who's big into Japanese stuff. I've got a brother who lived in Japan for a couple of years. So this will, I think if not a hit, I think it'll be at least interesting with our family. So let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'd love to hear more from you. Like I said, I do cover all sorts of tabletop and tabletop gaming subjects, from board games, card games, miniatures, and everything in between. And I'd love to talk to you more about it. So I hope you're subscribed to the channel. If not, go ahead and do so. And with that, we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.